Good morning. Welcome to the farm today. We are out here going to check day 2 of our sap. I am out here with the boss and the puppies, Belle, and the side here goes Fisher. And the boss lady's out here. She's out ahead of me, anxious to see the sap. So we're coming up here on our first tree, and we'll be back here in a minute. See there? That bag is about half full this morning. Again, I think the porch said it was 61 degrees here this morning. So I wasn't expecting a whole lot, but we got quite a bit. There's Belle waiting on me. Ain't you, Belle? I'm gonna go down here and check these others and start emptying. We'll get back with you in a minute. Okay, we're back here to check the old bucket. As you've seen yesterday, the sap was really pouring out of it. And look at that. It's 3/4 of the way full. Probably a little over a gallon of syrup, a sap in it. So we'll get this emptied here. If I can do it without having to put the camera down, but I don't think I can. So we'll be back in a minute. Just take a photo here of what I call paradise. I'm elevation about 1,300 feet. I know that's small compared to some of the hills in West Virginia and places, and even parts of Kentucky where I'm originally from, but I love these hills. High enough, a snowstorm come through this week that town did get no snow. We had about 1.5 inches on the ground here. There was just a trace of it on the grass downtown. I mean, it was very minor. Most of it was all rain. But this are the hills of southern Ohio. And like I said, I live right on top, about 1,300 feet. We got our sap and going back to the house. My plans have changed as it is raining today. So I'm going to put this on a propane cooker and cook it on the front porch while I do some other things. And we'll get back with you here in a few minutes when I get that up and going. Thanks. Well, we had a change of plans this morning. I had planned on boiling this down out by the pond, doing a little fishing while it boiled down. But it's raining here today, so I moved it up here to the cooker. I'd prefer to use wood outside, but like I said, it's raining today and I don't feel like sitting in the rain. I think you can see the steam coming off of it where she's cooking it down. And we'll get back with you after a while, let you know the progress, and we'll keep adding to this today, and we'll let you know how it goes. Talk to you later. Well, I have the sap boiling, and I'm out here going to plant some lettuce and stuff today. But I think Mother Nature is playing an awful trick on us this year. I don't know if you can see this, but this hydrangea is starting to bust out in leaves. Also, I noticed yesterday that my apple trees had started to bud out pretty good. And so is these Cleveland pears here in the yard. When it gets warm like this, I'm afraid that the other trees are going to start to bud out. And it's awful early for that. And I'm afraid it'll be a bad fruit year because of this. And probably poor mast in the woods. No hickory nuts. Possibly no walnuts. I know it's still early to tell, but I don't like the way this weather pattern is setting up. Out here working in my raised beds. I had quite a bit of soil settle, as you can see in that one. I'm going to have to refill that one, and I'll plant it in a couple of weeks. But in these others, I had some scallions that didn't come up. So I'm going to come back and maybe plant some more of those today, or possibly lettuce or spinach. And these are my tater onions that are coming up. They're doing pretty good. Again, I had a couple places there that I'll come back and replant, possibly with spinach today. I like spinach. Over here is the garlic bed that's coming up. And again, I don't know if it was the early cold weather or me leaving them exposed. But some of them, you can see the tops are burnt, as well as the onions too over there. But I'm going to get lettuce in this today and get it planted. Did come out, turn my compost today also. Get it cooking again. But we'll get this lettuce bed planted and get back with you in a few minutes. Well, one thing I've got to tell you, I got my lettuce sowed. And I sow it. I don't put it in rows. And I don't thin it. I just eat it. I come back and put, a couple handfuls of ashes out of my wood stove on top of everything. I don't overdo it, just a little bit. Like I said, you can see what's covered there. We're getting ready to cover this with plastic, and hopefully, if the weather stays cooperative or uncooperative, however you want to look at it, I'll be eating lettuce in a few weeks. Be back in a few minutes. And there I have everything put away. Keep the weather out, the dogs out, and the chickens out. The chickens have a bad habit of getting in there and scratching. So we got all that eliminated today. Sap is still boiling. We'll get back with you about the end of the day, see where we're at. Well, I'm getting ready to take it off. Have been keeping a pretty close eye on it at this point, as I don't want to take it too far. Don't want it to scorch. I think I'm going to end up somewhere a half a gallon or less out of the 6 gallons I started with this morning. It doesn't get real thick like you think that syrup does. It's kind of watery. If you've ever bought real maple syrup, you know. You can see the color there where the wind blew the fire down. And I did turn my heat down on this at this point. I did not keep it up. I've pretty much kept the burner running hot all day. But I think we're getting ready to take this off here. And I will give you an update and show it to you when we get it off there. I did not show you when I change pots. I run it through a filter material. I believe it's like cheesecloth. Something that I got from the Maple Supply people. And I'm going to filter it into the jars as I put it in there also through the same material. It was pretty clean going in, but you just get some stuff in it. I mean, you just see it when it cooks down. So, all right, we'll let you back here in a minute. All right, this is what I'm down to now. I've been cooking about 7 hours. And I changed pots from this big pot the turkey fry pot's what it is. And I've now gone to this. And we had about right at 6 gallons of syrup. And this is where I'm at right now. You can see it's starting to change colors, and I'm imagining another hour and a half, and then I'll start really getting close, I think. But just wanted to update you where I'm at. And I started boiling at 10 o'clock this morning, and it's been pretty much going ever since, and it's a little after 5 now, I believe. So I'll let you know. We'll check in again. Well, 8 hours of boiling, and we get about 1.5 quarts, not quite a half, of finished product. It's pretty, ain't it? And it tastes pretty good too. That's my maple syrup process. Have a good evening.